speaking about black fatigue, this brings us to the main event of the evening. Raja Jackson, aka Rampage Jackson's son. So if you don't know, this right here, the bigger guy, that's Rampage Jackson, very famous former UFC fighter, very famous former Pride fighter, MMA star athlete, probably in the peak of MMA. And that's his son right here, who's been trying to get into MMA. He's also a streamer on Kick, and so is Rampage Jackson. And Rampage Jackson is hilarious. Like, he's kind of perfect as a streamer, to be honest with you. But recently, as I'm sure you've all seen, Raja Jackson was on his stream, on his own stream, committing attempted murder a few days ago. Watch this. So he's at, just for a little bit of context, we're gonna start here at the end and kind of work our way backwards a little bit, start at the beginning. But this is the inciting incident. I'll just let it play and then we'll give some context. So this is Raja Jackson right here. Picks up this dude, slams him on his head, and then just starts teeing off on him when he's clearly unconscious. No one else in the ring is doing anything. They're just letting him go off. Finally, this wrestler comes in and is brave enough to pull him off. A scramble ensues. There's kids crying in the background. And then finally, these dorks, the dorks in that indie wrestling promotion, finally come in and do something. So what happened? Let's start at the beginning. For context, this is just something I'm going to add in. This is hours earlier during the same stream. This is something he said.
Shit, bro. I don't got no bread. That's what I'm saying. That's why I be talking to y'all. I'm just like y'all.
I'm just like y'all. I don't got no bread. He lives in like a $5 million mansion.
Oh, hell yeah.
In my jacuzzi.
Alrighty. Thank you. Thank you for helping.
So no, not broke, not poor.
My dad got bread. That's his bread. That's not mine. It's not my bread. He's rich. I'm not rich. He's rich. Feel me?
Right, but you have a safety net. It's not like you came from nothing.
I'm not rich yet.
Which, in a bubble, if this statement in a bubble is fine, if you grew up of means, but you want to make your own living and be your own man, fair enough. That's a good thing. That's a good goal.
That's why I want to get on brand rich, bro. I've been waiting, bro. It's just been rough. It's been hard on me, bro. It's really been hard on me, bro. I've been low-key. I've been stressed about it.
It seems more like this guy just wants money and fame and will do anything to get it. Like I think he's self-conscious about living in his dad's shadow. That's kind of what I've been putting together. So that's hours before this whole thing started. Let's get to the starting of how this whole thing begins. So Raja Jackson decides to go to a pro wrestling event. Okay. The pro wrestling event hasn't started at this point. He's outside hanging out with the wrestlers backstage. This guy, this asshole, I think his name is something AJ Mana, I think his name is. This asshole in the cowboy hat. He's the one that brought him in, right? So he's like backstage hanging out with all the wrestlers, and he's kind of playfully talking shit, playfully bantering. And then this wrestler, so this is not in the ring, this is not in front of the fans, this is strictly in front of his camera crew. Because you have to remember, it's not like the camera doesn't exist here. All the wrestlers are backstage hanging out with this guy, they're kind of talking shit. There's a camera in everyone's face. So this wrestler, this is SykoStu, okay? And he comes up and he gets in his face, but he's being a pro wrestler, you know? He sees a camera crew and he sees this guy bantering with the other wrestlers. So he comes in thinking like, oh, I'm going to make some content here, make something interesting for the stream.
You don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, hey, I think that's a...
And then he hits him over the head with a beer can. Now, Raja didn't know that was going to happen, which is fair enough. And if Raja just punched him right here and there, and then it was broken up, that's actually, I would be on his side if that's where this ended. But it doesn't. This is where it starts, unfortunately. And to be clear, this beer can that he hits him over the head with, it's a empty beer can. Look at it's just a little spritz of air comes out of it. There's nothing in there. That probably was mildly inconvenient at best. There's no way that hurt him at all. So Raja doesn't take it well, which again is fair enough. He wasn't expecting it. He didn't sign up for that. He was coming to say hi, shoot the shit, talk a little shit with the guys. He doesn't know this guy. He doesn't know his intentions. Maybe he thought he was trying to punk him out. And if Raja had swung on him right away and people broke it up, and you know, maybe you could say he overreacted a little bit, but it's justified, you know? It's self-defense. He didn't know where this was going to go, but he doesn't do that. He squares up with the guy and doesn't do anything. We'll keep watching.
He's not a worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah,
So you hear that? I think it's the guy in the cowboy hat, AJ Mana. That's a wild haircut back there. Yo, being just a side note, being a pro wrestler in day-to-day life and having to walk around with your crazy haircut must suck. That's an aside. AJ Mana over here in the background, he's telling SykoStu, right? This guy, the guy that hit him, he's telling him, hey, bro, he's not a worker. Or maybe it's this guy that's holding his hand. Could be that guy too. It's hard to tell. But someone tells SykoStu, hey, he's not a worker. If you don't know what that term means in the pro wrestling world, working is actually like working the match, or it's working over the crowd. You know what I mean? So when they're saying he's not a worker, he's basically saying he's not one of us. He's not a wrestler. He's not in on it. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't get the psychology of pro wrestling and what you were trying to do. That's the message being conveyed to him, okay? But the guy's already in his face, and he's not backing down, so it's kind of turning into the standoff a little bit. Things are tense, I will say that.
what the fuck was that?
You're good.
What was that?
You don't sell it?
No,
He puts his hands on him there. He might have been trying to apologize. I could see why Raja might take that the wrong way. But again, Raja is not, he's keeping his cool. He's not freaking out, which is crazy how this ends, that he was able to keep his cool here when the actual incident happened, but later on gets his revenge by trying to kill the guy.
not a fucking
Bro.
worker, bro.
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro.
Oh, sorry.
No, I will fuck
No,
him
we're
up,
good.
bro.
I know.
So this is the wrestling school is actually owned by Rikishi. If you guys were WWF fans in the late 2000s or WWE fans in the early 2000s, it's owned by this guy. He wasn't there. He wasn't at the event, but that's the guy that owns the promotion. So this is probably his cousin or brother or something. So he's the one kind of like, he's the one in charge. He's trying to break it up. Raj is pissed, understandably.
Nah, I will fuck him up,
I
bro.
know you will. So I got you. So
I do not play that shit at all.
Nah, I got you. You good. Apologize for that, man. Fix that.
So he says we're going to fix it, right? He promises that there's going to be, you know, some way to, you know, out of respect for not punching his performer, he's saying we're going to fix it. We're going to hit some kind of resolution. I'll let you guys judge whether or not that resolution was justified. So after things managed to cool down a little bit, this isn't that long after, maybe a few minutes. I did see a longer version of this that had it all together. This is like probably happens within a 5-10 minute period.
I appreciate it.
He apologizes to him. They shake hands.
I didn't know. I thought you were a worker.
He says, I don't know. I thought you were a worker. So, you know, he's saying like, I'm sorry. Like, I thought you were in on the gimmick. People are taking this to think that this guy SykoStu meant that I think you're a wrestler. It could also, in wrestling terminology, that could also mean like, I thought you were here, you know, to make content or whatever. He just thought he was in, he would have been in on the bit and would have been able to yes and the situation. That's kind of what he's trying to say.
We're gonna work it out where he's gonna come out on your match.
We're going to work it out where he's going to come out during your match to do some sort of like interference to, you know, as an extension of an olive branch. We're going to bring Raja out during your match to beat you up, you know, as a way to rectify the situation. So they kind of agree upon he's going to do a run in during the match, mess up the finish or whatever, get his retribution, and create some kind of storyline. Because this is pro wrestling. This is how this works, right? Before the match happens, this is him sitting at ringside talking to his chat.
Tell you guys this. They told me to hit him and just leave. Somebody who pulled me off of him will leave. I'm telling you.
So he's claiming, right, that people backstage said that he was allowed to hit him for real.
I'm gonna hit him as many times as I can. Watch.
I'm gonna hit him as many times as I can. Watch. He's talking to his chat right now.
No, they didn't tell me to fake him. They said I could hit him for real. Yeah, they allowed me to hit him for real. If he hits me back for real, I don't give a f. I want him to.
Okay, so a little context for that. That actually did happen. Someone did tell him that he could hit him for real. This is what he was talking about. This guy that you're going to see up here, that is AJ Mana, I do believe. That's the guy in the cowboy hat. That was like his connect. That's Raja's connection to this wrestling promotion. And this is him actually telling Raja that you can hit him for real. We'll break it down.
You run in on his shit, you fucking give him his receipt.
Okay, so he said when you run in, you could rock his shit, give him his receipt. Now, in pro wrestling terms, okay, a receipt means if I hit you for real in a match, even if it's by accident, right? A receipt is you hit me back. It doesn't mean you f that person up to the point that they're, might be dead. Doesn't mean that, okay? But it does mean, hit them back for real to rectify the situation. Because in the early days of pro wrestling, specifically in like the 60s, 70s, 80s, everyone was on steroids and everyone was on copious amounts of painkillers and cocaine. Everyone was fucked up all the time. And it was a real dog eat dog world. It's not like that anymore. It's become very gay, to be honest with you. But it's not like that anymore, okay? But back in the day, if you as a wrestler just let people what's called getting either potatoed or getting stiffed when you get hit for real in the ring, if you didn't give someone a receipt, it kind of signaled to other wrestlers behind the scenes that it's open season on you, that anyone can hit you, and people could be rough with you, you know what I mean, and f you up. So it was a way to signal to other wrestlers that you're not someone to be with, to stand your ground. It's almost like prison rules in a sense, right? You know what I mean? If you're in prison, you can't just say, if someone hits you, you have to fight. You can't not fight. So this guy, AJ Mana, I believe that's his name. It's something Mana. I mean, I might actually be f***ed up. This Mana guy, right, tells them that you can give him a receipt. This is where this guy sucks, because he can't expect Raja to know what that means, right? He's telling Raja, in Raja's mind, he's being told, I have open season to f this guy up. That's not what giving a receipt means. What giving a receipt means you hit them back a couple of times, let them know, don't f with me. That's all that means. And you'll see later, there may have actually been some kind of underlying malicious intent by him not explaining it to Raja. But that's a story for later in this stream.
Remember what a receipt is. Give them that receipt, go tag this shit. If you got a problem with it, I'll run out there.
So he's gassing him up right now, saying, tag his shit, and if anyone has a problem with that, I'll run out there. And when he did, and when Raja did tag his shit, guess who wasn't out there to break it up? This guy. This guy needs to be legally liable for this situation. I need to stop swearing. Make it easier for my editor to chop this up later. So here, now we're going back into this video. This is going to give more context of him sitting ringside, talking to his chat, right?
It didn't even hurt. It just pissed me off. That shit pissed me off. Back. They said I can go in the ring and get it that. I don't even know what I'm going to do to him. Bro, my dad can't do shit. I'm going to fake crash out. All right, bet. Bet. You about to see.
See, this chatter calling him out, saying, oh, you're going to fake crash out? And he says, I bet.
You about to see how fake of a crash out I am.
Heard what he said? Someone said to him, you're a fake crash out. He said, I'm a fake crash out. Bet. Again, you're going to see the escalation.
It's always been my dream to fuck up a pro wrestler for real.
It's always been my dream to fuck up a pro wrestler for real. It's a fucked up psychotic dream to have.
I get it today. Am I really going to fight him? Yeah, I'm going to punch his ass for real. I don't believe in me getting disrespected too. I'm too nice. Bet. That shit was not staged. I'm telling you that right now. How many subs to knock him out? That's a good question.
How many subs to knock him out? He's like bartering with his fans right now.
50 subs to knock him out.
50 subs to knock him out.
For real, I don't give a fuck. I want him to. Y'all want me to teabag him? People think this shit's sweet. People think this shit's a fucking game.
So now he's he's spurging out because his entire chat are trying to rile him up because he's a lol cow. At least in this situation, he's a lol cow.
Right, you're right, Joe. I gotta show some form of respect. Then they don't train no goddamn martial arts. I'm really going to hit him. I'm telling you. What should I do, chat? Should I pick him up? Should I slam him first or hit him? Duh. My dad can't never call me a bitch. This dude.
You hear that? My dad can't never call me a bitch. I think a lot of this is him getting out his anger that he has towards his dad on this guy in the ring. So let's just I'll replay the attack for you in case if you guys need to see this again. He's out cold already. The slam alone, out cold. Boom. Boom. Out. He's out. Punching him. For context, people counted. It's 23 times he hit him. He's out cold. Ref doing nothing, not even attempting to stop him. This guy jumps in, barely tries to stop him. Like, these guys, everyone in the ring right now is supposed to be on SykoStu's team. No one's doing anything. This is fucking heartbreaking to watch. And then this guy, the only real man in this entire wrestling promotion, apparently tackles him, finally gets him off, because this is just straight up attempted murder. If this guy didn't come in the ring, SykoStu fucking dead. He would have died. Kids crying. This is like an independent wrestling show for children. That was such a crazy thing for another human to do. This guy is pretending to break it up. This guy in the face paint, he sucks. You're going to see more of him in a minute. So that's the attack. Now you have all the context. After they managed to pull Raja off, so he's right there. That's SykoStu. They're trying to wake him up. He's not waking up. They're patting him on the back. He's not waking up. This is something else that happened. He's knocked out, right? Raja's been pulled off already. And this asshole goes for the pin. Finishes the match. The ref counts it. What is wrong with these people? Nobody helps. They continue their match. Like, are you kidding me? Imagine when, you don't know wrestling, this might go over your head, but imagine in the late 90s, when Owen Hart fell from the ceiling, they continued the match and got the pin and the cover because they needed to finish up the storyline. Psychotic. So this is Raja after the attempted murder, leaving the scene, shirt full of blood.
Tired of motherfuckers playing with me, bro. Real.
No remorse whatsoever. Time off on playing with me, bro.
One of them little bitch fucking bit me. I'm tired of everybody playing with me and shit. Think I'm always playing and shit.
Then why didn't you punch him immediately when he smashed a empty beer can over your head, slightly inconveniencing you? Why did you have to wait and sneak attack him after your chat was calling you gay for 30 minutes?
Only bitch and shit. Not no fucking bitch, bro.
Like if this guy thinks what he did was fucking tough, he needs a real reality check.
At the end of the day, I'm gonna stand up for my fucking self.
Standing up for yourself would have been hitting him immediately, but instead you waited, like an hour or 2 hours after everything cooled down. And then when you were in a situation where the two of you were going to have a fake fight, you tried to kill him. If during the attack, Raja had hit him with the spine buster, knocked him out cold like he did after his head bounced on the mat, hit him maybe once, maybe twice, and then got off of him and realized, oh, this guy's knocked out, I have nothing left to do. Even that, which is fucked up, that's like a reasonable thing. But to hit him to hit an unconscious person that many times, it's attempted murder. And then this guy trying to get his 15 minutes in his gay face paint, trying to act tough after he did nothing in the ring. There was one wrestler out of the whole locker room, one guy pulls Raja off, and now he wants to act tough as he's walking away.
Come on, man. We're leaving, man. We're walking away, bro. Let's not take it serious. Let's go. Come on, bro.
Trying to throw gang signs. Like, what are you doing? This dork. This was the day after. This is the day after the event. This is the same guy. Trying to go viral off his teammate almost getting murdered and doing nothing about it, and now trying to act tough.
What? Get out your cameras right now. Hashtag Rampage Jackson. Rampage Jackson.
Trying to cut a promo after your friend was almost murdered.
Rampage Jackson. With all due respect, your son came up and disrespected our show, big dog. So I'm telling you right now, your son came and disrespected our show.
You're a pussy. So this is after he left the scene. Raja finds out that SykoStu is not waking up.
I understand that, but now they can't wake the nigga up. He's in the ring, flatline, bro.
My bad.
You didn't have to do all that. I understand y'all had heat. You didn't have to take it there.
I'll call you back later.
Doesn't give a Alright, my bad. So for you guys, this is the guy that he beat up, by the way. I know it probably shouldn't matter about the guy's character, but I think it is worth watching. Because you see him he's genuinely a really good dude. This is SykoStu.
9. I had just got out of the military, probably about 6 months earlier. I got out of the military, I joined Knox Pro, because I needed something to focus on. I needed something to help me adjust back into civilian life. A lot of veterans, it's hard for them to readjust into civilian life coming from the life of the military. I'm an American soldier that suffers from PTSD. Being in front of a crowd, it doesn't give me as much anxiety and aggression as I...
So that's the guy he tried to murder. Just like genuinely a good dude, just trying to piece his life back together after having to endure the horrors of war. I think this is out of date now, but USA Today reports that SykoStu is awake and able to speak in the hospital today. That's up for debate. We'll get into that in a minute. This is a little out of date. Despite suffering broken facial bones and the loss of several teeth, according to reports, he briefly choked on his own blood and teeth after being struck by Raja while already unconscious. So this is Raja's father, who was live streaming at the time with Sneeko. This is the two of them together as Rampage Jackson finds out about all of this. This is happening live, which is pretty crazy.
It was really bad? That's what Chad was saying. They said it was bad.
This is them watching the video now of his son trying to murder someone over an empty beer can.
I hope it was staged.
Bro.
I hope it's staged because sometimes people do hardcore. Some people do hardcore pro wrestling.
And you can see in Sneeko's face, he knows that's real bad. I think Rampage knows too, obviously. Rampage then releases a public statement. I want to clear up the misinformation about my son Raja. I've been confirmed that the wrestler, SykoStu, is awake and stable, which is kind of not true. So that is kind of misinformation. We'll get into that in a second. Raja was unexpectedly hit in the side of the head by him before Smith's match, which is true. Raja was told that he could get his payback in the ring, which is true. I thought it was a part of the show, which, okay, your thoughts on this don't really matter. It was bad judgment and a work that went wrong. No, it wasn't. That's not true. It's not a work that went wrong. A work that went wrong would be like you were trying to throw fake punches, but then you punched him for real. And, maybe he lost an eye or something because you just happened to hit him in the right position and your son feels bad about it. That would be a work went wrong. It's not what your son did. It's just not. I understand that's his son and he has to ride for his son. I don't even blame him for that. That's just not what happened. Raja is an MMA fighter, not a pro wrestler, and had no business involved in an event like this. I don't condone my son's actions at all, which is, I'm glad that he put that in. He suffered a concussion from sparring only days ago and had no business doing anything remotely close to physical contact. This is the knockout that he's talking about because it was on stream. Raja is in the gym on stream sparring with this guy who hits him with like a spinning body kick, I believe. Oh, a spinning head kick. Not full force, but you know, it's sparring. It was supposed to, maybe he went a little too extreme. He doesn't have a concussion. He was wobbled a little bit, but he wasn't like knocked out. And then Raja, you know, turns it into a real fight after that. As a father, I'm deeply concerned with his health and the well-being of Mr. Smith. That being said, blah, 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 kind of a nothing, you know, written by a lawyer probably, or at least reviewed before he put it out. This video is, I think, from the same night where he found out, where he gives his thoughts on it.
This is what happened, Chad. He went to a pro wrestling event with his coach. Those pro wrestlers, they be just as crazy as MMA guys, right? The pro wrestling guy don't know my son, and he hit him over the head with like a can or a beer can or a bottle or something.
An empty beer can.
And my son didn't know it didn't know it was coming.
Fair.
They didn't tell my son.
Fair.
It hit my son over the head. I guess he thought my son was a pro wrestler or something.
Okay.
And Roger didn't react, but Roger didn't fight though. He didn't
Which is good.
I told Roger not to get punched, but still, nigga hit my son over the head. And then he asked my son, "You ain't gonna sell it when you in pro wrestling?" So this motherfucker that hit my son is stupid. So in order for me not to go to jail,
I'm going to give him some leeway on this. I mean, his son just went through a traumatic event. He's writing for his son. He's probably emotional. He was at a bar. I'm pretty sure he's probably a little drunk. He probably shouldn't have talked about it on camera, truthfully. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Sneeko actually kind of predicted this earlier in their stream together, which is kind of crazy.
I became a pushover. So it's like a happy medium.
I can't see you being a pushover.
Bro, I'm a pushover. I'm a
How?
Because
You think he's a pushover?
No, I am. Bro, I am because it's like if somebody do something to me, I'm thinking like, do I try to kill this nigga or do I just let him go? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't say, sometimes I won't say anything because I know if I say something like somebody offend me or wrong me or risk me off or do something, and I say, hey bro, that ain't right. You did this, blah, blah, and then they kind of like snap back on me. I don't know what I do. I just, next thing you know, I'm choking this motherfucker, beating him up. So I'm like, now I'm a pusher. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. For me, it's not worth it. It's not worth it me going to prison.
I don't think it's being a pushover. I think it's just not wanting to go to prison. I think
it's crazy how this applies to their life later on.
Just weighing your options. If you think that's being a pushover, that's why a lot of people go to jail for no reason.
That's exactly it. Sneeko's spot on.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, people go to jail. They don't care. I think a lot of people, they don't care. They just don't care. Like they'll do something stupid, and now they have no freedom.
Yeah. Here's another video that's being circulated of Rampage. I think this is from like 2 weeks ago. So he has multiple kids. Obviously, he has Raja and another child, Black, and he has two Asian children as well.
Raja and his oldest son, whole life, I knew them two wasn't going to college, and my two Japanese kids, I knew they was going to college, so I saved up college tuition for the two Japanese kids and bail money for Roger and his brother. So don't f with him.
I'm sure on some level he's joking because he is a funny guy, but in context now, I really hope he did. TMZ caught him at the airport today. He doesn't really say anything. He kind of, I saw a lot of people in the comments saying that in this video that he was calling people racist that were, you know, talking shit about his son, but that's not really what he says in the video. He's saying that he's getting death threats and people are being racist in his DMs. That's what he's saying. So this guy, right? This guy right here, he is the only wrestler that jumped into the ring and saved his friend. This guy on the right, this guy on the left, they're just like, it's their podcast, whatever. They're interviewing him, the Scaling Up podcast. But that's the wrestler that saved his friend's life. This guy is also a pro wrestler, former boxer, but now pro wrestler. He also works for the company, but was unfortunately not there to save his friend from Raja that night. Like this 20 minutes long, but it's actually very interesting, and it gives a lot of behind the scenes detail on what happened, including, if you see down here, Stu's current condition, which is pretty important because I think it's getting underplayed in the media how he's doing right now.
Disassociating with, they won't even put up the full story. Stu's pretty up. I'll put it this way. What happened yesterday is he choked on his own blood.
On his own teeth, I heard.
Yeah, teeth and blood.
And he lost all of his teeth, right?
A lot of them, yeah. Broken facial bones. He was out on the slam, and then the guy had made contact multiple times. I remember seeing that, kind of being in shock, and then I just went. Outside of that, running in, there was other people that could have got involved that I made eye contact with, but they just stayed by the stage. And I get a whisper by somebody, hey, something is not right. I might need you to go out there and check a scenario. This guy's going to do a spot. When does the spot happen? Oh, we'll let you know. We'll let you know. Well, you want to let me know, but like, you're not telling me when the cue is, when is the spot supposed to happen. You're just going to let me know just in.
So that's pretty interesting. It seemed like the people running the show behind the scenes had an idea that it was going to get violent. So they asked him, who already had his match, he was blown up, tired, right? Gassed out. They asked him to stay by the stage in case something happened. And because they kind of just let Raja run in whenever he wanted, he doesn't even know what's happening or when it's happening. If I'm SykoStu, I'm suing them too. So poorly handled. You're an employee for them. Your life is literally in their hands. And they put him in this situation where he almost died and might have serious health complications moving forward.
I walk out to somebody with the radio. I said, hey, talk to the back. When do you guys want me to go? What's happening? I was informed about the beer can incident actually shortly before that. They told me that they, made up, shook hands, hugged it out multiple times. So it was going to be fine, but they just want to make sure. I talked to the person out front with the radio. I walk back to the ring. I see the slam. I see the first punch, second punch. And by then I'm at people in front of me and I just start moving. I kind of wish I would have just sprung on like the slam. So that's where I'm at. I mean, honestly, there's nothing worse than you watch somebody you care about. He's a veteran. He's me. And these are people who are supposed to love him. And I'm the only one on the outskirts to be told to watch this, apparently. And then I'm in there and I'm battling, I'm doing whatever, trying to like work this. And I'm telling the guy to calm down. And now he's trying to fight me.
Watching him, he's clearly very emotional. Like watching this, even now, the second time I'm watching this, it's like heartbreaking to watch. He's clearly f***ed up about, his friend getting f***ed up in the ring and him not being there to save him in time.
Supposed to be an angle, it kind of doesn't make any sense because you have nothing to do with their storyline or whatever. It seems like they kind of wanted you there just because you're the only one who can shoot, which in wrestling means for real fight, right?
It felt like it, like how you'd use a dog. Like, hey, we'll send our bitch to go do this.
But the fact that they told you to watch out and, be ready, and the fact that this had nothing to do with any of the storylines kind of shows that this was premeditated, right?
I think the premeditation part comes on the side of AJ Mana. You brought somebody that was volatile that you knew had issues.
That's the guy in the cowboy hat, by the way. That's him, yeah.
Who brought him to the
That's the small calves, small ass, chicken legs bitch with the cowboy hat. I think Roger's a shit person for what he did. But I think AJ's a bigger shit person for gassing him up to be in that fucking ring, to leading him to ruin his own fucking life.
You see this I mentioned this, I don't know if you guys even remember. I mentioned this way earlier in passing when Raja was gassing him up, right? This is what I was talking about. It seems like AJ Mana and SykoStu may have had some behind the scenes kind of beef already going. And AJ Mana gassed up Raja knowing that he was going to assault his coworker.
He's trying to put the blood on someone else's hands.
Exactly, because he's not going to do it himself. Mm-hmm. The few little backyard fights he fucking got in where he got beat the fuck up, and then you got somebody that's a real fighter, trained by somebody that's one of the greatest of all time, and then you had him do your dirty work. He ruined two people's lives.
You understand that? You ruined two people's lives. You ruined SykoStu's life for sure, and he ruined fucking Raja's life by gassing him up.
And then, like I said, with Stu's family, now they're wondering if he's going to be normal again. Not just jail. It's not the tragedy of losing my son to jail. Is he going to be able to remember things? Can he walk? Can he talk normal?
What condition is he in right now? Do you know?
From what I hear, he's having a hard time. He has no recollection of what happened.
He was in a coma overnight, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was induced.
Medically induced.
And he's lost all his teeth at this point, I heard?
Most of them. from what I hear.
He had brain swelling as of last night.
Brain swelling.
It's gone down since then, and reports as of late have said that he's up and alive, but...
For context, this came out yesterday. So I don't actually know. He might be better today. He might be worse today. But he was in a coma. He had brain swelling, lost most of his teeth, fractured orbital bones.
Extremely out of sorts, is having trouble walking, maintaining his balance. They just took him off a breathing tube this morning, and would assume they're just keeping an eye on him.
The f***ed up part is Stu doesn't want his attention.
And he doesn't remember anything that happened, right?
That's what we were told. Yeah.
He's apologizing to his wife for being in the hospital.